Making videos is harder than it looks, especially when you're just getting started. Most of you probably don't know this, but PewDiePie, who's one of the biggest content creators on this platform with over 100 million subs, he only got 2,500 subscribers from his first 100 videos. Mr. Beast only got about 700 or so, less than 800. And MKBHD, biggest tech creator with 16 million subscribers, he got 78 from his first 100 videos. That's it. So a lot of you, even if you're just getting started on YouTube, you might be getting very discouraged, but you're probably doing better than you actually think. But it's important to always ask yourself, why are you making videos in the first place? Which is what I want to talk about today. My friend Ed from Film Booth actually just put out a video recently called Why I Stopped Making Videos and Maybe You Should Too. And it's a really interesting video about why he's stepping back from his channel for the time being. He's not quitting YouTube indefinitely, so don't worry about that. But I also have been through a break on YouTube during the pandemic. Over the last 2+ years, I've been very open about the fact that I got really depressed during the pandemic and it was hard to wake up and function, let alone slap a smile on my face and film videos. It's not something that you can just do when you're not in the right headspace for it. It's actually extremely challenging and difficult, and you can't really fake the funk, or at least I wasn't able to. And that's what brought me to today's video. I was able to start making content again because I was able to rediscover my why in the first place. After making 1,600 videos the last 9 years, go back to my roots. And I think that this will help a lot of you because I really think that you should start making videos, and you should also figure out why you're making them and who you're making them for. Believe it or not, I did not start this YouTube channel to quit my day job, to not quit my 9-to-5 job. I already was a full-time freelancer when I started taking YouTube seriously in 2013. But I started making videos on the internet before YouTube was ever invented. Back in the old days, back in my day, back in the days of Angel Fire and GeoCities and AOL dial-up, before the smartphones. Yeah, back in my day, because I'm 38, believe it or not, so on the internet that makes me a senior citizen. I used to make videos before there was ever YouTube, and we used to post to things like Angel Fire, Lycos, and GeoCities way back in the day. We didn't have a lot of really good software to use that's affordable or accessible, or even all the free open source tools that creators have today. It was actually really difficult. And when I first started making YouTube videos, this was back in the very beginning of YouTube, back in 2005, 2006 with my friends. It didn't really go anywhere. We were having fun, we were goofing around. There was no such thing as being a YouTuber, and there was nearly not an established creator economy back then. By the way, I talk a lot about the origins of content creation, my story, and the creator economy in my book. If you want to check that out, link is in the description, but more on that later. When I started this channel, I started with tutorial and how-to videos around the skills that I had that gave me the ability to be a full-time freelancer and the skills that I'd used in my 9-to-5 corporate job previously. So those skills were primarily video editing, photography, and graphic design, as well as some social media marketing and social media management that would come later. But mostly I was about the software tutorials and the tech, how to use cameras, how to set up your lights, how to edit videos, how to, fix your photographs or do graphic design with Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign, the Adobe products that I love so much. And it's not like that wasn't a market where there were already people crushing it, like Terry White, Scott Kelby, Jared Polin, Nathaniel Dodson from Tutvid. There was all this content already doing it. So why would I grow off of making that content? Well, I actually did, and it's because what matters is making content oftentimes for people like you. People like you need content from somebody that they can relate to, who shares their story, shares their identity, shares their values. That really does matter. And so there's a value to there being diversity of thought in the marketplace, and that doesn't exist in every single niche in YouTube. A lot of you think YouTube is more saturated than it is. And what a lot of you don't realize is there's less than 50,000 channels in the United States of America with a silver play button. And there's less than 10,000 channels in the UK with a silver play button. So among English-speaking channels in the US, the UK, Canada, and so on and so forth, there's not this saturation that you think there is, because across all the different verticals and genres of YouTube and all the different formats, there are not that many channels that the audience has rewarded in every niche of YouTube with a silver play button. And most of you watching this channel, you speak English, so that's why I wanted to break those numbers down for you. By the way, the most play buttons exist in India right now. And that's probably gonna be true for the foreseeable future, especially with YouTube Shorts. Now, as time went on and I helped you build skills so that you could maybe get a job or be a freelancer as a creative professional, freelance like me, or translate that freelance portfolio into an industry job, or leave that industry job and go back to freelancing, which is what I ended up doing, that content is primarily what grew me all the way to about 100,000 subscribers by 2016. So I got a silver play button in 3 years of taking YouTube seriously, with my main videos that drove those subscriptions being how-to, tutorial content, and career development for creative people. So I was accomplishing my mission. I was teaching people like me the creative skills and the technical skills that help them build a career and make a living on their own terms, whether that was getting a job that they actually like in an industry that they love, or being able to start a freelance business on their own terms. But because I grew an audience, more of you asked me specifically, Roberto, how are you growing on YouTube? How are you doing this? How are you building out this personal brand? And so that is what my content started to evolve into. Around maybe on the road to 100,000 subscribers, I started talking more about social media, something I had experience with in my marketing career, and also content creation. And so I started helping you to understand how to build a strong personal brand and how to become a content creator, because that's what I was now. And so that is something that evolved. And eventually, a lot of you wanted not just to have the skills and the ability to make content and to grow an audience, but you wanted to directly start making money from the content itself. And so for the last few years, my mission has been focused around monetization and the creator economy, and how we build full-time incomes from our content creation, or how you can use the opportunities on these platforms to make side hustle income that gives you a little bit more leverage, and maybe you can, get a little bit of relief from your 9-to-5 job if it isn't giving you the lifestyle that you want. Coming back to making videos after the last 2 years of cutting my content output by 75% for the last 2.5 years. You guys know that I used to have a goal of putting out over 100 videos a year, and that once upon a time I was a daily content creator. That's how I've made 1,600 videos. That's why I have 500,000 subscribers. It was making high value content for people like me. People have the same interests, same desires, same mindset and value system. Making that the best quality to my ability by getting better 1% every time I uploaded, and getting better, refining everything, my production, my performance, communicating my personality, becoming confident on camera, because man, was I a wreck when I started, and it was really bad, low energy, and just awkward as hell. All of that led me to where I am today. And the thing is, now that I'm making content again, I'm happy again. I'm the happiest I've been since the pandemic, because I'm making content that serves an audience. I'm seeing people in our community grow and succeed and achieve their goals, and it makes all the difference in the world. And that's enough to keep me motivated. That's, the audience, all of you, that's who I'm accountable for. And the hardest part has been rediscovering my discipline and committing to the content. But what has made that easier is remembering my why I started making content. And ultimately, when I first started, before YouTube ever existed, I did it because it was a way to challenge and express myself and to learn new things. Making videos here on YouTube has changed my life because it gave me skills I didn't have. It made me more confident. It made me a public speaker. It made me a better communicator. It made me a better producer, a better editor. It even made me a better photographer. But it also helped me discover new friends who actually shared my interest. I grew up in a small military town in the South. Not a lot of art nerds, not compared to the general population. With YouTube, I was able to find my people. I was able to find you in my community, and I was able to go to a lot of these different events and meet fellow creators and really build a bond with people that I actually wanted to spend time with, instead of feeling like I was trapped in a room with people who don't get me. And for a lot of you, that's what you're feeling and that's what you're seeking and want to be part of the creator community. And you also want to make some money potentially because you don't like your situation, and that's why you're embracing the creator economy. And so remembering that why I started this was the fact that I wanted to meet more people like me, help more people like me, and that I genuinely believed that making content would grow my reputation, my business, get me clients for my freelancing services back then, later my public speaking, my coaching with businesses, and then my coaching later with creators. So I started as a consultant working with companies, and then I decided that who I really wanted to help was not necessarily companies, it's creators. And now when I do help companies, I specifically help companies in the creator economy. Companies that help people like you and me. So what I want to ask you, and tell me in the comment section, what is your why? Why do you want to make videos? Why haven't you started yet? And why are you going to commit to making videos over the next couple of years? Remember, I didn't get into this to quit my 9-to-5 job. It took me 3 years to actually make real money from the YouTube content itself. Granted, I was in a multi-channel network contract and no one really helped small YouTubers with that back in the day. And so at 14,000 subscribers, they started taking about 50% of my money for years and did nothing for me. And so that was 50% of my YouTube AdSense revenue. They didn't help me get brand deals. My origin story also in helping content creators, aside from all of you asking, is I really could have used that help to not get screwed over in that deal. So that's Roberto's villain origin story. But if you do manage to grow a successful channel, it can change your life profoundly. I get to do things I enjoy every single day on my own terms because I'm a full-time creator with their own business. So I'm a creative entrepreneur and I get to make money from my content. My content helps grow my online business, and it also grows my network and my reputation and allows me to connect and spend time with the people that I actually want to be in a room with. It's also not only changed my life, it's helped me change the lives of other people like me and also change the lives of my family. And that has been probably one of the greatest things I can ever imagine. I was able to retire my mom. I was able to help my sister with her, crippling medical debt. I was able to do a lot of things that meant the world to the people around me that I care about the most. And honestly, I owe it to the ability to have a platform, build a community, build an audience, and monetize it on my own terms. And there's no reason that I don't think more of you could be doing that. Not all of you will be wildly successful, but many of you at least will gain new skills that benefit you from the rest of your life forward. A lot of you will meet some of the best people in your life that share your interest and your values. And some of you will take that further and will either create side hustle income or be able to leave behind your 9-to-5 job. But the reality is, no matter what, I don't see a downside to you making videos, and that's why I think that you should start. And it's okay if there comes a point where you don't want to make videos anymore and you don't find it fulfilling or satisfying or worth the effort. But I think that the journey of making videos and becoming a content creator is worthwhile no matter what, because I don't really see a downside to all the things you could possibly gain from it, and there's not really a lot to lose. The time will pass anyway. And now you know why I started making videos, and you should really start to think about why you should too. If you enjoyed my thoughts about this and you're interested, you can definitely check out my book, Create Something Awesome: How Creators Are Profiting from Their Passion in the Creator Economy. I will link it down below. But if you're in a situation where you can't afford to buy the book for $10 or $15, remember that you can actually request it to your local library, and it also should be available for free in the Libby app. As always, thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, go out there and create something awesome today. Take care.